Welcome, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving week. We're doing something a little bit different today. This is a stretch. The only connection I have with Hardy's Hotline is the initials are the same. Hardy's Hotline equals Heidelberg holiday. That's all I've got. But since the strike is over and we are now able to hold interviews, I wanted to start with this one because number one, I think that Heidelberg Holiday is one of my favorite holiday movies that I've seen yet this season. And number two, it was written and directed by a very good friend of mine. Please welcome Maclain Nelson. Hi, Maclain.
Hey, Cammie, how's it going?
I'm doing good. It's been a long time since I've actually seen you face to face. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I did break my nose this week playing basketball, which proves that old men shouldn't play basketball. But you know, I'm here, and I'm excited to talk about the movie.
Hence the no video.
Yeah, no video. It's too gruesome for TV.
Oh goodness. What are your plans for Thanksgiving?
I think we are going to do Thanksgiving here in Los Angeles. It's going to be the first time we always kind of go somewhere else and join another person. We're doing our own thing this year, so.
Good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about Heidelberg Holiday. Now, first of all, I have to tell our viewers that Maclain and I have known each other our entire lives. Well, my entire life, I should say, because he's older. Yes. But
yes, absolutely.
Our fathers were business partners and best friends. They also had the same birthday, which was fun. And so our parents would take us on business trips and turn them into family vacations. And so I still have a picture of Maclain at my 4th birthday party eating cake on my back porch. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, one day I'm going to use that on you, bud.
Oh, I got a better story that you can use on me. I one time I slept over at your family's, like, you know, we were both vacationing in Arizona, and right. I went to sleep over with your brothers and I slept on the couch, and I peed the mattress in the night, and I was so embarrassed, but I thought I could hide it because I realized I could flip the cushion over and it wasn't on the other side. You couldn't see it. So I flipped the cushion over and I thought I was like in the clear until the next day your mom was like, something smells in here. And then found out I peed the couch.
Oh, Maclain.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, listeners at home. That's maybe TMI, but that's how far back Cammie and I go.
That's how far back. Oh, so many family vacations, so many swimming parties, not even funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, first of all, this is the most important question that I'm going to ask. Who played your daughter? Because we know that you have a little cameo spot. You wrote, you directed, and then you played Heidi's brother in the States. So, wow, you were busy on this film. But yes, who played your daughter? She was adorable.
Well, the answer is actually interesting because it's more than one little actor played it. We had twins playing that part because we just wanted it, you know, with little babies like that, it's good to have an insurance policy like Mary Kate and Ashley. And so we had these two little twin Serbian girls. We were in Serbia.
Oh my goodness.
And the reason why that's actually the main reason I'm in the movie, because normally they don't really want their directors acting as well. But
right.
we could not find an actor in Belgrade, Serbia that could pull off a accent, an American accent with enough, you know, with enough skill so that you would believe that they were American. And I just was not willing to, you know, have the movie open up with, you know, someone trying to be Jenna Claire's brother, like saying, "We are welcome to Thanksgiving, sister." You know, it wasn't going to work for the movie. So I asked them, I said, "Guys, can I just, I'll put myself on tape if you like I could be Gina Claire's brother,
Absolutely.
I think it worked. Yeah. So.
I loved it. I mean, it was a surprise to me. I went, oh yeah, written and directed by Maclain. Yeah, that's my guy. Oh my gosh, there he is. So,
yeah, it was fun. It was a fun little Easter egg for friends, you know, to see me and like to just have a cameo in one of my own movies. The first time that I've appeared in any of my Hallmark movies. So it was, yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a little bit of stress on the day because I had to come in a lot earlier to go to hair and makeup, and I had
yeah.
to, you know, like be directing and blocking. You can't see it because obviously it's hidden, but I had a little director's monitor over by the turkey that I was basting hidden behind. So while I was pretending to baste the turkey, I was watching the Steadicam shot of Gina Claire coming through the door and going through because I wanted to make sure that looked nice. And then like right as she came, my cue came, I had to like obviously leave it and then start acting. But it was a little stressful just because I was, you know, wearing too many hats. So hopefully I still came across as believable and natural and not, you know, hopefully I pulled it off.
Why does this not surprise me? I'm not at all shocked. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah, no, it sorry, I was waiting for another question. Did I miss a question?
no, I just said, why am I not shocked? You know.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I missed the end of that.
That's okay.
Yes, no, it's not shocking. I'm a very, you know, like, you know, I'm a multitasker by nature, and you know,
Yep.
it's kind of just part of it. Yeah. So.
Well, I thought your performance was totally believable. So the other actors who were playing your family, were they not American?
They were actually American, but they were like living in Germany, and we had already cast them, and they came in from Germany, but for whatever reason we hadn't found we hadn't found a American that would fit in Germany as well, and also we tried Serbia and Germany, and it just didn't work out. So, you know, I couldn't find somebody, so it was me.
Okay. Wow, that's
Yeah.
I thought when you told me that, I said, wow, are they all that good at an American accent? Because a German accent is hard to overcome. You know, so
no, they're all American expats, you know.
I see.
It's easier to find that in Germany. But Serbia, like not a lot of Americans settle down in Serbia.
Well, I don't know if you realize what a hit you had, because Gina Claire made huge headlines last Christmas season with her first Hallmark movie, A Holiday Spectacular, where she played a woman in the 1950s who went and joined the Rockettes. I don't know if you knew that. And so you did know that. Okay, yeah, because that was her first Hallmark movie. And now you've got an abroad Hallmark Christmas movie with her in it. So, I mean, this is some really good lining that's going on here.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited about it. I know that they Hallmark kind of reminds me of the old school Hollywood studios where they have their actresses that they love and put in a lot of movies, and it seems like they're kind of making a star out of her. They found her on Broadway, they put her in Holiday Spectacular, and then I know they wanted to like keep her going because she's great, and so they gave her the lead in this one, and she did a great job.
What was your favorite part about working with her?
She was always she's always in a great mood. She comes to work really prepared, and she's in a great mood. She's grateful to be there. You know, you can just tell that she works, you know, she's super prepared. She's happy to be there, and you know, she brings up the mood of the whole cast and crew. So And we have here's a little Easter egg. I think
Yes.
it's okay for me to. I think it's okay for me to say this. But most people don't know that she was like 6 months pregnant during the shoot. So
No
if you
way.
go back and watch, you'll see there's times where she was between 5 and 6 months. Everything in Germany, she was like 5 months pregnant, and then we finished shooting in Serbia in January. So by then she was 6 months along. So like every week, as pregnant women start showing more and more. So like
Yep.
it became this like the wardrobe team had to really be on, making sure that we tried to hide it and obscure it. There's lots of times where she's holding a pillow on her lap on a couch, or she has a scarf that's like kind of dangly, or but so that was another kind of interesting obstacle that we had to like kind of figure out and maneuver, and she had to be extra, like it's hard to be, to be pregnant and to do all that work, but she still was super, super game for everything, and she's just really a delight to work with.
That's impressive. I've watched the movie twice or three times and never once did I suspect anything. And I've seen bad cover jobs with pregnancies before. And I I couldn't even tell. So that
Oh, well, I'm glad. That makes me happy. And actually, my sister Audrey, she was an on-set wardrobe, and that was one of her main jobs, is to to make sure that to keep an eye out, and to really, the whole wardrobe team did a great job of getting the costumes to be, the right fit and the right, styling it in a way to like make sure that we divert the focus to the face.
Audrey went with you. That is so sweet. That is so
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, she's great.
Okay, so you wrote this movie. What
Yeah.
inspired you? What inspired you to do this? Because I've got to say, your resume has quite an international flair to it. I mean, we've got Russia, we've got Austria, now there's Germany. Uh, I might be missing something else, but I mean, you seem to be a bit. Oh, did you go with Claire to Iceland to film
I
that
didn't
one?
go with her, but we did shoot Presence of Love in England,
There you go.
and yeah, we've kind of been all over. Absolutely.
So, what
I did go
inspired
to
this?
return to Portugal. Um, what inspired it? So this is kind of an interesting story. I did the movie Christmas in Vienna.
Yes, with Brennan Elliott.
Yes, with Brennan and Sarah Drew. And
Mm-hmm.
when I pitched that movie to Hallmark, I pitched them this storyline,
Oh,
and they said, we love the idea. We love the idea of Christmas in Vienna, but we have this other idea that we want to do with which ended up being that movie with the violin,
uh-huh.
and like that. And so they said, we want to do a movie in Vienna, but we're going to use this other storyline. And I was directing another movie at the time, so they said, we're going to put another writer on it, Joa Botkin, and she did a great job.
Yep.
And so what I did was I said, hey, Vienna did so well for them. I said, what if we do? I just kind of repitched my idea, because it wasn't like they didn't like the idea. They just kind of felt like it should be music based because it was Vienna.
Yeah. I
So
mean, yeah.
I said, let's place my same idea for original Christmas in Vienna for Heidelberg, which is another city that I love in Germany. And so they, I just changed the name of the movie and changed the pitch and moved it all to Heidelberg and but what so that's kind of a fun story behind it.
Yeah.
But what really inspired it and what's interesting is so I did a study abroad in Vienna, Austria when I was in college, and I learned German, and I stayed with a family called the Opperman family. And
I did not know
so the
this.
family, so yeah, I speak fluent German because of that. And this family, I lived with them. I became friends with them, and I still am in touch with them to this day. I saw them just this past fall, and I basically, so like for example, the opening scene where she gets dropped off at 100 houses too early, that happened to me on the first day I arrived in Austria, and
Oh,
they lived up a
Maclain.
giant hill, and so like that exact thing of me being like having all my suitcases, so a lot of this was really inspired by kind of my own experience doing a study abroad in college, except for Heidi. I changed Heidi to I changed my character to a female, and then added all the stuff about the Christmas market and everything. But that family, all the names of the family are like the names of my family, my
Aw.
Austrian family. Christina and Rudy Opperman, which are the character names, are real people.
Uh-huh.
Even the street they live on is like their street. Like anyway, it's just kind of a little bit of an homage to my Austrian family, and so yeah, it's even another cool Easter egg is my Austrian mother, Christina. She is an artist, and I asked her to paint do the painting that they find of their grandma.
The nativity painting.
The nativity painting.
She
So
painted that. That is so
so she
beautiful.
painted that for me, and and I put it in the movie. So it's a really special kind of. The whole thing's really special to me because it's like an homage to my first experience, like learning the German language and understanding the culture, and I there was a definite bit of romance I had that summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was just a great experience. I'm not going to elaborate more on that one, but but yeah, it was just kind of this whole amazing little summer, and so I took those experiences, I put them in winter, and I added like the whole artistic thing as a metaphor for like the two cultures coming together.
Mm-hmm. So where did the glass blown ornaments come from? Like what idea did you have that led to that? Is it just something you saw in Heidelberg, or was that just something that you love to watch? Because I know you don't do it yourself, do you?
Yeah. No. I got inspired by that. I wanted her to be an artist, and I wanted her to have something fragile, and I also
Oh,
wanted it to be something that is visually interesting to look at, like
mm,
as far as when you make it. So I had that vision of like her doing the glass blowing at the beginning. And there's a really cool story behind the art in this movie, because usually what happens in these Hallmark movies is we get a green light for the film like less than a month away from when we're actually shooting. So anytime we need like a really nice hero prop, unless it's something you can just buy readily available, like it's really hard to find something specific and get an artist to make it in time,
oh,
because there's just not enough time to make it happen if it's really specific.
sure.
So I kind of like saw that in advance, saying like, if I make this movie, I really want the props to be very specific and very kind of like special, and it's kind of integral to the script. So I
Yeah.
started contacting artists on Etsy like a full year before, or at least like 9 months before we even started shooting. And
Wow.
I found these amazing artists. Uh, the guy who does the wood carving is a guy named Nathan Ainsworth, and he does these amazing carvings, and so he helped me get all that together. And then Lindsay Field is the name of the artist that does the ornaments, and her and a painter friend of hers. I kind of worked with them for months and months, like before. And they kind of thought I was like, they didn't even know if I was real or not. They thought, like, this guy, even, is he a liar? Is he just like some crazy person? Because I was just like, look, I promise I'm a Hallmark director. I promise this is real. We don't have the budget yet, but like, if you're willing to work with me, this could be a really good opportunity. Anyway, now they're super excited because their work is getting seen by millions of people. Lindsay, you can actually buy a set of these ornaments on Lindsay's Etsy shop. So
Oh my
she's been
gosh.
selling them. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Maybe you can link people to that.
Yeah, I'll see. I'll get the link and I'll put it on there. Wow, that's incredible, Maclain. I mean, my mind's blown because that work was gorgeous.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, amazing. And I don't know if this was you or your DP, but which for anybody who is not aware, that's director of photography, but the shot that is of her opening the box and the angle is from the box and the heartbreak on her face, that was probably one of the best shots in the movie. What I just
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
I loved that shot. Was it you?
It's both of us. I told him what I wanted, and he helped me get what I needed. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't always know how to get what I need, and Chris Carrillo is his name, and we've worked on several things together. He did Christmas in Vienna with me.
Okay.
He's done a lot of Hallmarks with myself and also with Claire, and he helped me get that shot. And yes, it worked out perfect. I was so excited about how it looked and how it played.
Wow. Yeah, that shot was, probably only outdone by the kiss in the evening with the beautifully lit Heidelberg in the background. So, but,
Oh, good.
but that was a close second. By the way, for anybody who might be in the dark, Claire is Maclain's wife, and she is also a Hallmark director. Please tell me how to pronounce her name again. I can never do it.
It's a very German name, and
Yep.
it's pronounced Niederprum.
Niederprum. So Claire Niederprum
Yep.
and Maclain Nelson. Just start looking them up, everybody, and you'll see they have done a lot in the last few years. All right. Best scene to direct in the movie. Which one was it?
The best scene to direct. Yeah, I really loved the one in the church with choir in the background. It just was it's a very simple scene, and we kind of we chose a simple but I think beautiful way to block it, and to just I try to do in these romances as much as I can to play things out in a two-shot where you can see both the reactions, and I don't know, I think it gives an intimacy to the scene and to the characters, and rather than being so editing back and forth, and I just loved the choir was a choir, like a real German choir that we found out there, and they were amazing, and just the acoustics of the place was awesome, and it was one of those scenes where we actually were rushing to get there because it was and then it was just like this peaceful end to the day. Yeah, which is different from the most stressful day was the day of the kiss with the castle on the hill. And if you want that story, I can share that one too.
By all means, go for it.
So because of the war in Ukraine, the city was doing they usually most every year that castle is lit up at night. but
Mm-hmm.
they have like energy restrictions because of the the energy crisis and the war in Ukraine.
Right.
So they had it off, and so we kind of begged and pleaded with the city, like, hey, this is it's going to be a good marketing tool for the city of Heidelberg,
Oh yeah.
and we turn it on. But like the marketing department is different from the castle department, so we had to like get them. It's kind of like there's all these different like hoops, red tape to go through. And in
Right.
the end, they said we can do it, but we can only do it for 1 hour. You have 1 hour to get this. Now, 1 hour seems like a long time, but
No.
not when you're shooting a scene where you got to get all the pieces. So
All the angles, all the lines
all
correct,
the
all
angles,
of,
all the
oh,
everything, yeah.
mm-mm.
So
Yikes.
so so what? And I said, can we tell them to just can we tell them to turn it on? Can we like signal them when to turn it on? Because I don't want the clock to start. I don't want to say, turn it on at 7 p.m. Because what if the previous scene we're running late
Right.
and we, have to rush over there and now it's halfway through it. I said, let us say, call them to say, okay, turn it on now, so we have a full hour. They
Right.
didn't.
Yeah.
That's what I communicated. But like whoever was in charge of that did not communicate that, and so they just turned it on. So it had already been on for a half hour when we got to the bridge location, and so we were rushing, and I luckily said, let's aim a camera at the mountain right now, and at the castle, and just roll on some footage of the castle up there,
Uh-huh.
just so that we have a plate shot. Now, a plate shot is something you do so that you can put it in later if you needed to, like with CGI. But I just
Mm-hmm.
like, let's just get something so we have the castle lit up for sure. And then we got that really quick, and then we started doing the scene, and we were going and rolling, and like it's a long scene. They got to do all the big romantic walk up. Like,
Yeah.
and we almost got it. We're like right there. The kiss is about to happen, and the lights turn off, and it's just like I just was like devastated because like that it wasn't on the hill anymore, and it just like I just was working so hard, and then it just went off, and I just had that moment of just like, oh, just defeat, because you feel like we almost had it. Like, could they just like leave it on for 10 more minutes?
Yeah. That
But
would have been nice.
They didn't. Yeah, and we had to shoot the rest of the scene. And then luckily though, I had gotten that shot, so the castle there actually is put there digitally. It's not in real life. It was in the dark up there. We had to enhance it by cutting it out and pasting it on the hill.
Well,
So
you and your
that's
editing
the
team
movie
are
magic.
magicians.
Mhm.
You and your editing team are magicians because it looked
Oh,
fabulous
well,
to
thank
me.
you. Good, good. No, it looks real. Like, I was so happy that we did that, and one of the Camden Simmons, one of the Hallmark execs, was on set, and she was so kind, and she just was like, "Hey, you planned it out." She calmed me down. She's like, "You planned it out. You have your backup plan, and it's gonna work. You're gonna be great." And so it's really nice to have such support from the Hallmark execs as well.
Absolutely. Okay, you answered this question for me, but I want you to answer it for our audience. The toe, the stocking secrets stuffed in the toe of the stocking. That came from your own personal family, correct?
Yes, that was a tradition that my mom started. At least I'd never heard of it till she started it with us. But yeah, you put in like the toe of your stocking, a goal or something you want to work on. We did it for the next year. You would check the next year,
Mm-hmm.
but I couldn't do that for the movie because
Oh, no.
like the movie only lasts in the story for that month. So
Right.
I wanted to make sure that, so I had it so you just check on it and try to do it before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it's like a modified version of like a thing that we did growing up.
I love your mom.
Yeah, she's great.
Well, on that note, what is your favorite family tradition for Christmas that you either have implemented into your own family or that is left over from your childhood?
I really love the tradition. We my wife and I always watch It's a Wonderful Life. Either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. We just love that movie so much, and the cinematic classic, and we just think it's great. So we make sure to watch that every year.
Can you call Will and tell him that he won't watch it with me?
Are you serious? Oh
It's
my
not his
gosh,
favorite. No.
he has. It's so good. It's so good.
I know. I know. I've
I
got a
know some
strange
people just can't
husband.
get over the black and white.
No, it's not the black and white. At least I don't think it is. I'm gonna have to ask him. I wonder if part of it is the black and white, but I don't think so. I think that it doesn't fit for a Christmas movie for him. I don't know. There are
Yeah.
many things I don't understand about the man, but that's okay. Love him anyway. All right, so very controversial question here. Colored
Okay.
lights or white lights?
For me, I
Yes.
like white lights.
Oh,
I like white lights more than colorful lights, just because I don't know. I just like the brightness, the cleanliness of them. I don't know. That's just me.
I'll still be your friend.
How about you? Oh, you're a colored lights gal.
I'm a colored lights girl. I am. Okay. Favorite holiday treat?
Ooh, favorite holiday treat. Um, I I like. I got addicted in Vienna to these little not really a holiday treat necessarily, but I always get them around the holidays because um, I ended up traveling to Vienna around the holidays. So
Hmm.
they're called Mozartkugeln. They're called Mozartkugeln, which means Mozart balls. And they're these little balls of marzipan and chocolate, and it's delicious. And I usually buy a bunch. I'll get them at the airport whenever I'm in Vienna, and I get bags and bags of them, and then give them all out. But I love those, and kind of running out, which is a bummer. But
Oh, gonna have to schedule another
I might,
visit.
yeah, and I kind of got onto the Studentenkuss, which is like the chocolate from
Right.
Heidelberg, which is pretty
From the
great too.
film.
Yeah.
So that's an actual thing.
Oh yeah, that's an actual thing. That's a tradition that started in like 1863, and it's yeah, it's still going strong.
So I'm guessing that the ideal time to film the St. Nicholas eating of all the chocolate was when Jenna Claire was having a pregnancy craving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
All right.
she definitely indulged in the chocolate. She was you know, we all did actually. So that was
Oh
great.
man. Okay, now last one. Cocoa or cider?
Ooh, I say cocoa. I'm a
Good
cocoa guy.
man.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the marshmallows. I use them, but like I'm not crazy about them. But I definitely like it more than cider.
I'm a whipped cream girl myself with hot cocoa. I don't care for marshmallows as much as whipped cream anyway. So
Ooh, now you're talking. Now you're talking.
yeah.
I
And
have
what
some questions for you. I have some
uh-oh.
questions for you. I want to know. I want to know like some of your. I want to know what you thought about the post office worker.
You about him before we left. I loved him.
What was
Hysterical. Where did you find him?
He's pretty famous in Germany. He's known in German television and film,
Oh,
and he's really great. His name's Alexander Schubert, and yeah, he was a joy to work with. And also, I used Adam Johnson, who was in Hidden Gems. He's a bit of a Hallmark mischief maker. In Hidden Gems, he's the guy he's the beachcomber who
yeah.
kind of throws a wrench in things. And in this movie, he also throws a wrench in things.
Yes, he does.
By persuading her to use the cheaper option.
Right.
But yeah, so that I'm
No,
glad you like that.
oh, I immediately saw Adam and I went, oh, yep, it's a Maclain movie. Adam's in it. So, all
Yeah.
right, what else?
I need to know what you thought. How does Friedrich? How does he mark on the hunk meter? Like, where's he at?
I'm a married
He's a new
woman.
Hallmark hunk. I know, but you know that there's Hallmark hunks and there's ratings and people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying in this world of the Hallmark hunk, like where does he land?
Okay, so first of all, I have to give you the clarification that I'm not a facial hair girl. I prefer clean shaven. That's just me. So that's going to take him down a notch. But as
Okay.
far as how well he spoke English, and I also wanted to tell you this. I loved the way you wrote their romantic interaction. I'm not just talking about the kissing or the hugging. I'm talking about the communication. I loved how they were straight with each other. They said, yeah, I like you. Yeah, the person who put the candy in your boot beat me to the punch. I said, thank you. We are saying that we like each other. So that shot him way up on the hunkometer as far as Cami Clements is concerned. So out of 10, I would give him, well, and the accent, an accent is always going to be a bump. I'll give him a 7.9 out of 10.
I like it. Strong.
Good.
I'm happy to, it was fun to be able to. This is the first time I've ever been able to audition a male lead for Hallmark.
Oh, you haven't before.
They're usually just given to me. There's usually just cast, and like they say, okay, you're using Andrew Walker, you're using Chris Palaha, you're using, Wes Brown. Like, they just tell you because they make an offer, and you don't really get a choice. So,
which,
this is the first
none
time
of those names are bad names to be working with,
No. I'm saying, yeah, they're great. They're great. You know what I mean? But you don't get to choose. You kind of are excited about who's it going to be.
Right.
But this, I actually got to audition. I got to do like a chemistry read with him and Gina Claire.
That's awesome.
And so he just crushed the chemistry read. I will say there's a kind of an interesting story. There were two actors that were kind of in the run for it. He was my favorite, but because we got to do, we had the luxury of auditioning, and they wanted to do a chemistry read. So the chemistry was so off the charts in the read that I even canceled the second chemistry read because I was like, I don't need, now that I know that this is my favorite, like, and also the network was like, I mean, they essentially said we want this guy, and I just wanted to make double check, but like it was through the roof, so I was super happy with that, and so yeah, he was the right man for the job.
Definitely. And you filmed in December, right?
Yes, we did, right during the markets.
Wow. That had to have been incredible to be there during the actual Christmas season.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. It wasn't the markets in Vienna were bigger,
Oh,
Like more people go through Vienna. Like the crowd control was kind of insane there. Here it was still pretty crowded with extra people, but but it was a little more contained, which was nice.
yeah. Yeah, for a director, that would be a lot nicer. Well, Maclain, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us despite the broken nose. I hope it heals up quickly. And
Oh,
to
thanks.
all to all of our viewers, happy Thanksgiving for our American viewers and Merry Christmas for American viewers and everybody else. Hopefully we'll come on before Christmas again, but hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. Bye everybody.
Bye.